Hey everybody, welcome back to Fallout Equestria. I just realized there's only 11 minutes left in the video. Yeah, 11 minutes. Wow. I wish I knew
I heard the
that.
mare nicker, bristling inside of her armor, but Steelhooves didn't care. Why should we? By now the building has been stripped of anything worth reclaiming. Stepping closer to me, Steelhooves demanded, "Come with me. I wish to talk with you alone." Perfect, because I wanted to talk with him. Why are you with us? We were in the burned-out husk of a small diner. Steelhooves remained, as always, hidden and expressionless behind his armor. And not that hogwash about having nothing better to do this time, I demanded. Once we were alone, Leader Steelhooves had vanished. Once again, I was inexplicably in charge. Only this time, I really wanted to be. You said you were on assignment. What assignment? Steelhooves' tail swayed. Remember when you eavesdropped on my conversation with Calamity? The picture I painted of you and your friends? I nodded tightly.
Yeah.
He surprised me with his next words. I don't believe any of that, he told me. You're not a spy, or a secret agent of some Ministry of Awesome Black Ops stable. You're a good pony who is a victim of her own good nature and incessant curiosity. Sitting on his haunches, Steelhooves continued. In my assessment, you survived through luck, growing skill, and the unusual fortune of having capable friends who are willing to stick by you, even when you're amazingly stupid.
Yeah, that happens
Well,
a lot.
gee, thanks. I follow you because you're a better pony than I am. And you
Oh.
remind me of some pony else.
Oh.
You honestly strive to help and protect other ponies. I believe. He paused. There was a hitch in his voice. I believe she would have approved of you.
Oh.
Steelhooves dug a hoof at the red and black tiles, charred and shattered, that covered the floor. I told you before, not every Steel Ranger has the same view of our oath. I always believed that we should follow an example of our ministry's mare, Applejack. That we should pledge our goals and priorities. That we should protect other ponies, both with our technology and our fortitude. We weren't meant to steal and hoard. We were meant to defend. I nodded slowly. I haven't been faithful to my oath for a long time. But at your side, I can be again. I looked away, the ghoul's words sinking in. When I turned back, I fixed him with a stare. That was the most heartwarming cart of horse apples I've ever heard. He stopped digging.
Oh.
It's the truth. Of course it is, I said. That's how you lie. If you recall, I've seen you do it before. I started walking around the Steel Ranger as he continued to sit. You tell enough truth that any pony would buy your story. But here's where the saddle rubs. All of that assessment had to have happened after you insinuated yourself into our group. If anything, you just explained why you're still with us. I stopped in front of him and pointed.
Lying with the truth.
So I ask again. Why are you here?
See, that's what I'm talking
All right.
about. That's what I'm talking about. Like, being honesty isn't just telling the truth. You can lie with the truth. Honesty is more than just saying something that's true. That's why, Monterey Jack, fuck that. He ain't no element of honesty. That's why the whole idea of Spike, that's why the idea of a person picking who is the element bearers doesn't work, because I don't want to get into that again.
Steelhooves nickered, standing up, repeating his words almost verbatim. Do you remember when you eavesdropped on my conversation with Calamity? The picture I painted of you and your friends? Again, I nodded. That is what my elder believes you are. And my assignment is to assess the potential threat that you and the other residents of the stable you come from represent. No more secrets. That was my condition for not abandoning Steelhooves.
Aw, you can't abandon
He
Steel
responded by giving me the box of memory orbs as a token of submission. I had not expected that, but he insisted. After all, we both know I really couldn't just take his word. I focused on one of them, showing him trust in return by allowing myself to become helpless in his company. The world melted away. I was wet. Rain was coming down in sheets from the blackness of the night sky. I was wearing a rain slicker, but the wind buffeted at it, pulling it away. Only the top of my mane was remotely dry under the hood. Lightning flashed, illuminating the Pegasus landing platform, over 24 floors above the bustling lights of the city below. I recognized the form of a giant scooter hovering over a well-lit building in the distance. This was Manhattan. "You sure you want to be flying at a night like this, Apple Snack, sir?" A dapperly dressed gray Pegasus buck asked as he shimmied himself into the harness of a sky chariot. It was a particularly beautiful chariot, adorned with a very familiar 3-apple design. "Very important business," I heard myself say in Apple Snack's voice. "Has to be tonight." "Well, that's what you pay me for, right?" The Pegasus smiled. "Although, it's likely to be a pretty beastly ride." "I'll survive," Apple Snack said as his lightning flashed across the sky. The Pegasus gripped to the harness strap in his teeth and pulled, drawing it tight. "And, how's Miss Applejack? I was real sorry to hear about her accident. Ponies who are supposed to be keeping those elevators in top shade ought to be sent to jail." I felt my jaw tighten. But Apple Snack kept his voice pleasantly even. "Strapped in tight, Wingwright." I felt and heard him ask. "Don't want you slipping free in the rain now." "Yeah," the Pegasus laughed. "That'll be one unpleasant fall." Apple Snack stepped into the chariot, pressing as far forward as he could, as if afraid he might slip out of the back the moment the Pegasus launched forward. The gray Pegasus spread his wings, rain dripping off the feathers. Apple Snack moved with alarming speed. I felt myself lurch forward, biting down, grasping the Pegasus's wing in my teeth. My host drew back, pulling, drawing the wing back over the metal front edge of the chariot as he raised up a hoof. "Apple Snack, whatcha?" The Pegasus squeaked in surprise before I felt my hoof come down on that pulled wing with a bone-crunching blow. The Pegasus screamed.
"The fuck?"
Spitting out the feathers of Wingwright's now crippled wing, Steelhooves growled, his voice low like thunder. "Only 3 ponies knew exactly what Applejack was going to be doing riding up that elevator." "God damn, my wing, what the hell?" "I checked your finances. Your account got a sudden influx of coins 3 weeks ago, and an even bigger one less than 8 hours after Applejack's accident." I was staring into the widening eyes of the blubbering Pegasus. My voice was dangerous low. My heartbeat wasn't raised at all. "Really, you should choose something other than your filly's middle name as a password." I can explain," the Pegasus wailed,
"You're
cradling
fucked!"
the shattered wing. "My sister died in the war. That was an inheritance." "I don't think so." Apple Snack turned and stepped down off the chariot. Then I felt as my host lifted his back hooves and planted them against the rear of the chariot. Slowly he began to shove, pushing it across the rain-slick rooftop with the hapless Pegasus along with it. "What? No, what are you doing? Don't!" the Pegasus cried out, trying feebly to push back as he was shoved closer and closer to the edge. "Please, I have a family!" Steelhooves
Fuck does that matter?
stopping. "Maybe you should have thought of them before you made your choice." He gave a final hard buck to the back end of the chariot, sending it toppling over the lip of the roof, Pegasus and all. I could hear the winged pony scream, right up until the chariot bounced off the first outcropping on the way to the streets down below. I felt utterly stunned, numb as my host's legs carried me towards the nearest door at a casual splashing trot. I felt him rehearsing under his breath. "There's been a terrible accident. No, I have no idea where he was flying in from. I could tell he was coming in too low, but I expected him to pull up before he hit the building. It was horrible. I feel it was my fault. I shouldn't have asked Wainwright to fly in this weather. I should have known the wind shear would be too much for him." The memory ended. I stared at Steelhooves in horror. He stared back calmly. "No secrets."
Damn!
"We are not primitive tribals, striking our hoofs against stone, hoping to create fire. We are building a better tomorrow for our children, and our children's children. We build it through the sweat and blood we spill to restore the foundations of industry to our great nation. Because without industry, there is no progress. And we are not content to allow another 200 years to go by with pony kind reduced to scavengers." Red Eyes' speech ended, his voice replaced by what sounded like carnival music. Twilight was descending over Philadelphia when we crested a small hill and I could glean where we were headed. Nearly 2/3 of Philadelphia had been cut off, sealed up from the ruins beyond a great metal wall. The bulk of the industrial center,
Make Equestria great.
Towered in the
God damn. I know it's not like the same country spinning wall, but Red Eye goes on and on about making Equestria great again. And he has a big fucking wall around his territory. That's fucking good.
fading light, and the Philadelphia crater itself all hid inside. Not only did towers just inside the wall harbor guard ponies, but griffins patrolled the skies around. The glaring dirigibles above provided additional sniper cover. The secondary position of the Steel Rangers was obvious, the largest and most defensible building still intact outside the wall. The massive gear-shaped emblem on the front of the building proclaimed what it had been even better than the crumbling two-story letters that cut through it. The Steel Rangers had taken over the headquarters of Stabletech and converted it into a citadel. Calamity flew casually past me to hover near Steel Hooves. "So you ain't an elder 'cause you chose not to be?" he asked curiously. "Maybe we ain't so different after all." I felt ice water run down my spine. Steelhooves turned to Calamity, studying the rust-colored Pegasus for a moment. "No. You flew towards your responsibilities in defiance of your own kind, heedless and ignorant of the consequences." Calamity flapped backwards a bit, a frown forming across his face. Steelhooves continued. "I ran away from my responsibilities because I understood exactly what the consequences would be if I did not. I knew there were ponies who would follow my example, and I was not willing to risk a civil war amongst the Steel Rangers." Turning away from Calamity, Steelhooves said firmly, "We are nothing alike."
Aww. Oh, shit.
Death.
Pause! Okay. Okay, there wasn't that much I was hoping that I'd get, like, some more to talk about at the... Okay, well, he killed the asshole responsible, but did he kill the people who actually paid for her death? I think he did, because there was like 4 memory orbs and we only saw 2. So maybe he did kill the people who like who paid the Pegasus to kill Applejack. So I think those what the other 2 memories might be. Him going after them. So I hope so. I want to see that too. Finally making our way to almost Manhattan. Sounds like they're going to the Steel Rangers HQ. Not like, this isn't Lion's Pride. Still, got a cold shiver. This isn't Lion's Pride from the Citadel in Fallout 3. You know, not the cool Brotherhood of Steel. These are the asshole Maxon Brotherhood. We know Lil Pip's going to fight them eventually. I mean, it's basically the Maxon Brotherhood. Just a bunch of assholes coming in, taking shit, not giving a care about people around them. So we know it's going to come to blows later. Probably after Red Eyes. Like, maybe after the Red Eye arc is over, there'll be a fight against the Brotherhood, because now they're just fucking stealing everything. They got no more competition. Okay, well, actually, they're still the Super Mutants, or the Alicorns, so, maybe. I don't know, but I already can see the writing on the wall that it's eventually going to be a fight with the Steel Rangers. Just when is the question. Also, this video is really short. I thought it was going to be longer. I didn't realize I only had 10 minutes of the story left. I should pay more attention to that shit. Well, bye.